minutes away from the next giveaway. I was hoping to have my good friend Ken from Drawn to Comics. He owns a comic book store in downtown Glendale. I was hoping he can come on so I could kind of prep my McFarlane story for you guys. Since he's not here, what I figure is might as well just kind of give a little bit of a pretext before we get to the main story, which is how long. But I wish he was here. It is what it is. Ken
Where
is
are
a
you,
very
Ken?
busy man. He's a busy man. He owns a comic book store and he does quite a bit. So
Okay. Yeah.
let me see. Can I do this where it's just?
Okay.
Oh, was I
How
not
do I
supposed to
make
share
this-
that? How about we take that away for now?
Oh no,
teaser.
Teaser. No, you can go ahead and share that.
Yeah,
Go
he
ahead
don't
and
knows
share
good
that.
with the teasers.
It's just for some reason it's showing my side thing. Hang on, I don't need hide thumbnails. There we go. So
All right. So what are we looking at?
so I'm gonna be telling my McFarlane story in just over an hour. To give a little pretext, I want to explain that. I mean, does anyone know where Todd McFarlane lives?
In
not.
his
What?
huge
I have
house.
no idea.
Yeah. What, at
Yeah,
this
in a
present
big
moment, no.
mansion, right?
Is that a
Okay, so-
giveaway question?
In
No.
California.
I'd like to phone a
In
friend.
Vegas.
So McFarlane is a Canadian. He's from Canada. I don't know where specifically, but I know for a fact he is Canadian. And I don't know his full story. I know that he got hooked up with DC first. I believe he was sending out not requests, but like application forms and submitting his art so he can become a comic book artist. And he got like hundreds of rejection letters. Eventually, he got picked up by DC. He did some stuff for DC and then worked for Marvel. And then him and what was it, 6 or 7 others? What they call them, the 7? The Image 7? Yeah, it's the Image 7. There was 7 other creators: Rob Liefeld, Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane, Eric Larson, Mark Silvestri, and then Jim Valentino. Maybe it's just the Image 6. I think I'm missing somebody, but I could be wrong. Anyways, they decided to give the bird. I can say that. They gave the bird to Marvel and to DC because they understood that they were bringing in fans, and it was because of their artwork. And so they decided that there was something that happened with Jim Lee. There was some sort of an event that really pushed Jim Lee over the edge. I don't want to say the edge, but pushed him to join them. And it was Jim Lee went to an event to sell, I believe, the X-Men #1 cover that he worked on. And it went for thousands of dollars. And Jim was really hurt because he requested to have his, I believe, then wife or girlfriend at the time to come with. And Marvel told him straight up, you got to pay for it yourself, and you got to pay, hotel room on yourself. And Jim was a very mathematical guy, and he knew how much he was bringing in and how much they were making off of him. And he couldn't comprehend. You guys just can't float a flight for my wife, So all these guys decided to create Image Comics, and they flew out, moved out to California, but McFarlane eventually ended up in Arizona.
Ooh, okay.
So there was a point in time, I wish Ken was here. There was a point in time where he had a toy store, a McFarlane toy store, and it was out in Tempe or was it Chandler? I think it was Chandler, Arizona. And the first one, it was, what do you call those places where it's like, oh shoot, it's like buildings for businesses, and it's not like shopping mall businesses. This is like very secluded businesses. What would you guys call those?
An incubator?
It's like
You mean
industrial areas for us.
Yeah,
Industrial area.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
where
Okay,
he
right.
had it. And it was so weird to drive into an industrial area and you're actually going into like purchase toys and whatnot. And so from what I remember, the first his first toy store, it was really freaking cool, guys. It wasn't like this. This was his Glendale location, but he had this location in Chandler, and guys, it was freaking cool. He had dioramas. I think that's what they're called, dioramas, where he had his toys all set up in these cool poses, and you had the terrain, the background, this and that. And he was working with Kiss at the time. He had Kiss figurines. He had horror type figurines. And one of the things that I remember that did not belong in there was McFarlane had a jersey. He had somebody's jersey that he purchased. And it was Madonna's jersey from the League of Your Own.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh,
And he
okay,
had that
cool.
thing hanging up just right there. And if I could compare it with his newer one that you see on screen, the first one was very dark, grim, like it was kind of like a comic book store, just the weird, not weirdness, but just how it was. And I remember going over there at one point where I think they had the NFL Super Bowl here in Glendale, and I believe he made an exclusive that was the Cardinals, the Phoenix Cardinals quarterback. Oh, shoot. What was it? Hold on. Warner? Darn. Can't remember. But
Yeah, Kurt. Yeah.
Kurt Warner. There
Yeah.
you go.
Don't remind me.
So you would be able to it's like this. You would have advantages over the rest of the country because, I mean, I don't know how he would sell these Kurt Warner. No. The Kurt Warner stuff was sold at the Super Bowl. So when the Super Bowl was all done, he had some leftovers. So what did he do? He sold them at his store. Not online. Online was not, McFarlane online is not what it is now. So all he did was take all those Kurt Warner Super Bowl exclusive figurines, and he was selling them. And I remember I bought a few of them and flipped them because it was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. But eventually he got rid of the Tempe location and he moved into this Glendale location, as you can see. And this was Glendale, Arizona. It's close by let's see. Yeah, I think the Cardinals Stadium and the hockey stadium. So you've got this. Let me see if I can. It's not going to let me do it. I guess I got to show thumbnails. Sorry, guys. There we go. Here goes some images. This is not from his. Man, I'm trying to think of the word of the first store because it was like. This store was like new, pristine, clean, like modern, and his other store was just. I'm trying to think of the word. I want to say raunchy, but it was dark, grim. It was like your typical comic book store. I really loved the Tempe one, guys. I really did. But this Glendale store, again, he would have dioramas kind of set up. You can see this Spawn right here with the Spawn comic books. Here goes another image.
Very nice.
Okay, so when he moved into the Glendale area, it was 1000% McFarlane toys, and then eventually he started to bring in other IP like Hello Kitty,
That's to say, yeah.
Funko.
Got Thundercats there.
Yeah, it was very weird to go in because when you went in there, it was nothing but McFarlane. Everything was McFarlane. And now you're coming in, you're like, what the freak? Like, DC? What's he doing with DC? But here goes an outside look. And he would do signings, guys. He would do signings. He would set up a schedule, set up a date, and put it out there. And usually on like a Saturday, he would come out and start signing some stuff for people. And I mean, I've done it plenty of times. I've met Mr. McFarlane. He's so cool. But I've met him so many times at this store. It's so cool. There goes another image. Right next to them was an AMC.
What's up, Steph?
It was so cool.
What's up? Happy birthday.
Hey.
Oh, it's
Oh, hey.
Steph.
What's
How
up,
you
Steph?
doing?
Birthday. What's up?
How's it going?
Good to see you.
What's
Good
up?
afternoon.
So I'm trying to
So
prep
have
for
story
this.
time.
Yeah, this McFarlane story. I'm not going to tell the whole
Ooh.
story now. I'm just trying to prep. But this was like some of the stuff you would see. Yeah, like I said, he got into Funkos.
Yeah,
And
very
I
cool.
think it was to get more sales.